Is Mu enough to race for the championship? After the developments in the League Cup and FA Cup, Mu became the last team in the Premier League remaining in 4 arenas, roughly understood as being able to win the treble for this season. But the question arises, have they really become champion candidates? Coach Ten Hag and tonight's Manchester derby will partly answer that question. Memories of Mu from 2 years ago. Premier League 2020/22, Mu also had a very bad start to the season. In the first 3 rounds of the season, the Red Devils received 3 defeats, including 2 consecutive defeats at Old Trafford, 1-3 against Crystal Palace on the opening day of the new season, and right after that was a disaster of 1 loss. -6 against Tottenham. More broadly, after the first 6 rounds, Mu lost 3, won 2, drew 1. If there was a chart for these 6 rounds, the Red Devils would be 15th with 7 points. It was one of United's worst starts in Premier League history. At that time, Ole Salsa was under great pressure to be fired. However, since the beginning of November, Salsa gradually helped the Red Devils revive. In 13 consecutive rounds from the beginning of November, Mu is unbeaten, winning 8 victories. This series of sublimation matches helped the Old Trafford team climb to the top of the rankings. When round 19 closes, that is, at the end of the first leg, they are the leading team in the Premier League table with 40 points after 19 rounds, 2 points more than second-place Man City. But the end of that season, everyone knows, when the Red Devils were only second overall, 12 points behind the champion Blue Man. A rare time after Sir Alex Ferguson, Mu topped the Premier League table when the first leg ended, but then they could not maintain high stability in the second leg, then collapsed under constant pressure by Man City. They fall because they don't believe in themselves. You are not at the top of the table after 17 rounds just because of luck. You are in that position thanks to your hard work and efforts. Sir Alex Ferguson always said that when Mu had a chance to win. But that year, when they were at the top, they said, "We are not ready to be champions." A source from inside Mu revealed what the Red Devils stars said to each other in the dressing room 2 years ago, when their team was leading. The winning mentality and spirit is not available in the Salsa 2021 generation. That is the reason why they could not conquer the Premier League championship that year. And enough to race for the championship? In the middle of the week, Man City was suddenly eliminated in the League Cup. This loss of the Blue Man made Mu the only team in the Premier League remaining in all 4 arenas. In a nutshell, they are the only team that still has the ability to win the treble 4 in the current season. However, the question is, are Ten Hag and his students able to become true championship candidates in the tournaments they participate in? Mu this season is going on a journey quite similar to Salsa and the students who went through 2 years ago. Because the current football season also opens in disaster for them. In the first round, they lost 1-2 to Brighton at Old Trafford, just like when the Reds lost to Crystal Palace in the opening match of the 2020/21 season. Round 2, they lost 0-4 to Brentford. Ten Hag at that time was also under great pressure like Salsa before. But since 2 consecutive defeats, it is the revival of Mu. In the last 15 rounds, the Red Devils won 11, drew 2, and lost only 2 matches. This series of performances has pulled them straight to 4th place, only 4 points behind Man City and 9 points behind leaders Arsenal. The season is still more than halfway ahead and anything can happen, especially if MU defeats Man City this round, while the Gunners will have a difficult trip to Spurs. The question of whether Mu can compete for the championship this year will be partly cleared up in the next 10 days. The first is the match against the Blue Man tonight, then the trip to Crystal Palace, then the big battle with Arsenal at the Emirates on January 22nd. These 3 matches, against the 2 leading opponents in the table Man City, Gunners, will be the time to test the true strength of Mu and see if they have the ability to compete for the title this season or not. In fact, over the past time, the Red Devils have shown certain improvements. It was Marcus Rashford's high form, Casemiro's great integration, a defense that had regained its solidity. Manchester Derby in the first leg, MU lost 3-6 to Man City. Will there be another message tonight? A message affirming progress and readiness towards trophies for the season of the Reds? The house does not appreciate MU. The bookies are not appreciating the Red Devils' coronation ability. Specifically, the odds for the possibility of MU winning the Premier League this season are only 1-25, ranked third. They are also behind Arsenal, 7/4, and Man City, 4/7. Green Man is still considered the number one candidate.